Hello, everyone. We're live at Epic headquarters. I'm here with Jim,
Hi.
Sid, and the awesome Perna.
Who's
down
that guy in the
there.
end? I can't remember his name.
Who's that ugly dude?
Pern. So people have been asking about this, my awesome phone case. So this is basically a clear phone case for my phone. Chris printed out a whole bunch of artwork from UT for me. So that's where this is from. We don't have like phone cases, but since you guys mentioned it, we are going to look in. Is that awesome? or
Oh,
what?
that's cool.
Yeah, it's
We
really
are going to
cool.
look into making some phone cases.
Stacy
for the
guilted
store.
me into it. The reason I printed out 50 for her was because it
you
took
can't
like
see it.
4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, he printed me like
Yeah.
I think you just lost
like a
part
whole
of the
bunch
mindset.
of them.
Nobody wants to hear me anymore.
She kept reminding me, and I kept getting busy, and I couldn't do it. And then finally, this weekend I came in and I said, "That's it. I got to do something for."
And I came
Stacy,"
in
so-
and they were on my
yeah.
desk, and I was going to show pictures of all of them, but there's some things that we couldn't show yet. So I just took the
Oh, really?
So I just took a picture of the pink flat cannon, and people just went nuts over it. So we are going to look into making some phone cases for the store, and not just iPhone cases, other phone cases too. But that's in the future. So. Okay, so anyway, also the store, epic.gm, UT store.
Also in the launcher.
Oh, we're going to have to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Technical difficulties.
Everybody's going, huh? What? Yes, we are new to this. We have programming boxes popping up behind Jim, is what I understand. So, okay, we're back. And one more time, I'll pimp the store, epic.gm/UT store. So first of all, yesterday, we played some community levels, and we're going to
Yes.
take a look at them today. The first one we're going to take a look at, which is called alignment.
Alignment, yeah.
Alignment.
Well, we
also
think it's
known
called
as
alignment. We're not sure.
Alignment or CTF.
syzygy or
Syzygy.
syzygy.
I don't know.
And so as soon as I got into this map, I was like, oh my gosh, I love this map. I had so much fun playing. It has low grav outside. It just really reminded me of UT. But we're going to let Mr. Expert Level Designer take a look at it. But we did. We really had a good time playing with this, especially
Yeah.
The people who have been playing for a while. We just had a blast, and plus we kicked Zach's butt in this map, so that was good.
When is that not the case? But anyways, yeah, so first thing that I really like about this map is the nice open flag room. It's got strong visual elements cutting through, like with the little circle bit around here, which is neat. Nice and open to the fan. There's multiple routes to get to it. You can do all kinds of lift jump tricks from over here to get up to the flag base.
And one thing I really liked were the windows inside where you could see through. So if you were behind something, you could see,
Yeah,
the
there's
attackers
cool
coming in.
visibility, like chances to catch glimpses of people running around. One bit of feedback actually on some of the slopes and slants in here is that they are a little bit inconsistent to walk on. Like some of them kind of are walkable, others over here you will start falling off because they're angled. So some of that should kind of be made a little bit more consistent. So you can either make a decision to be able to walk on it or just have people slide off, period. And I think some of the other ones over here sort of have the same issue where anything that's on a cardinal angle you can walk properly, but as soon as it gets into 45s you will start sliding off stuff. So that's a little bad. One other thing too down here to kind of make things a little bit smoother would be nice to maybe figure out some to make this transition a little bit less chunky and small individual steps to get up, because you can get caught in
You
these
get
corners.
stuck there when you try and
Yeah.
run across it with the flag.
Yeah. So you might as well just actually have it start ramping here and go up towards this or something. I don't know, just something to streamline it a little bit maybe. And this angle up here, which you can actually still walk on, which must be kind of just barely inside the range of walkable angles, I think. Might also be a little bit steep, like it's gonna start looking a little bit funky looking at people walking, and it's also a pretty steep drop to navigate, but
It'd be better once we get
yeah,
IK foot placement, but before then, people are going to look like they're floating.
I actually didn't know you could walk on it. I dodged over it every time. I didn't even realize that you could walk on it.
Yeah. But yeah, so outside of the base, what you have is this immediate drop down to the outside space, which has this
So this is
transition
a dangerous way to go take the flag
into low
back.
graph. Yeah, I mean, so in playing though, I found, because we only managed to play 3-on-3, I think, but it might play out differently with more people, but it was actually pretty quick and easy to sneak out, run away, dodge 2 times, and be gone over on the other side. So I don't know, it'll need more testing to tell, but so far it seems like this is the
Really nice.
easy go-to route to get out. So who knows? I mean,
But
it
if you
might
get
work.
down there and there's a defender down there, you're going to get shot off the edge with that shock rifle.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, there's a huge risk, right? You make yourself a nice floaty, predictable target in low graph.
With visibility from everywhere.
Yeah, we'll have to see. But you can make some pretty quick flag runs, especially if you start using some of these. Then you're there. Some of these side routes too. I'm not sure. I don't know. How do you feel about the weapon sitting in the corner here next to the staircase?
I don't know. I'd have to play more. Generally speaking, if you want it on the path, then put it on the path, not hidden in a corner,
Yeah.
because somebody will just get stuck back there. But if that's what they're going for with their design, then
Yeah.
that could be intentional.
Yeah.
Personal preference, I don't ever like that, but
Yeah. Because it is kind of, if you're spawning, you're trying to catch up to somebody, you kind of make this little.
yeah.
It's minor.
That's where I hid with the flag.
Unless it's
and
like
ran
way
past
out of the
me.
way, you know,
Yeah.
like in the rocket launcher in Core, it was a definite decision that was made to go down that hallway, whereas this
Yeah.
is just like, oh, I got stuck in the corner.
But yeah, this little side path is cool. Having the traversal options is nice between both floors. Go back and forth. You can juke a little bit as a flag runner.
I do wish that there was
This was
a little bit of armor or something on the other side.
Which
'Cause
side are you
you've
talking
got
about?
you've
you
got
mean
2
over here?
vests, both, you know, but that's your only armor option.
Yeah, I wonder what it would do to have a shield belt in this map. If it would be crazy, if it would make this low graph run too easy to get across with the belt.
Well,
Or-
the good thing about a belt or more armor here is that most people die by falling falling into space, not by getting killed necessarily. So,
Depends, yeah. I can also see the scenario though of, like, since the shock is down here, you'd actually boost people across by shooting at them when they're trying to escape, right?
Can
You're
I do
actually
it?
helping them
Can I
out.
do it? Boost me, Chumbo.
could go either way. I mean,
Yeah.
even just like a helmet or thigh pads or something,
Yeah.
you know, just something extra for the people that go the other direction could be useful.
Yeah.
I guess there's vials in that hallway there.
Yeah. But, I mean, yeah. The other side over here, this other pass has, you know, like what we just looked at with the armor, it has that little up and down play where you have 2 levels where you can kind of.
And this is just a straight path.
Yeah, and I'm not so sure if that's. I don't know. Sometimes that works, other times it doesn't. It might also just need more testing to see, but this does feel like a fairly long linear stretch to kind of. It's
Yeah.
also pretty narrow with.
I will
Lots
say
of
that
tight
one of
angles.
the things that I really liked about this map was that it was simple, straightforward,
Yep.
Yes.
easy to understand,
Yes.
and the complexity and fun comes in the way that you navigate the space as opposed to just
Oh, hello.
getting
Yep, that
lost.
happened to me. I got
just got
stuck
stuck
there
on the
too.
window.
That was one of the things I was actually going to mention. when
And I'll
you
say
were
the
done.
simplicity from a visual standpoint is a strength as well. And we're currently kind of meshing DM circuit, and the simplicity of the geometry in here is really nice from a meshing standpoint. To go back in and concept over it and actually go in and kind of mesh these areas without a lot of implied geometry by the BSP seems like it would go a lot faster.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of basic, simple shapes, you know. It's
Yeah.
Yeah. On the right side, those
Very
ramps
good.
going up. I got
here?
onto the roof the one time.
Yeah, and you can only go up to
Yeah.
a certain level. I
And
wasn't
then
sure
you
why.
can't go anywhere else. It would be cool to either be able to get inside,
blocking
or
line.
Mm.
it just seemed odd to stop right there.
You're always going to run into funny issues having to come up with sort of plausible bounds for maps like this where you either, I don't know, you get sucked into space like in Hyperblast or something, or
Yeah.
I love the look right there. Look at that. That
Yeah.
looks fantastic.
and probably do some crazy things down here.
Oh, we'll see. They'll think of that.
The other thing that I was thinking was down where the vials are, If there was
down here.
a little room that was only accessible from the side.
Something to go in.
Yeah, like down there.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you could get it and get whatever power up is down there, but then you'd have to translocate out or risk low grab, I guess.
Or have a jump pad down here that you have to hit, like finagle your way on.
Oh yeah, gosh.
And then get launched into like an opening that's in here. Kind of basically ask for somebody to nuke you into space.
Put invisibility down there or something.
Huh. Invisibility actually in space maps is usually pretty crazy in low
Yeah.
graph too, because you see this like fuzzy silhouette against the stars flying around.
So this is another of Jay's maps?
So a JO Plus map,
Jay
yeah.
plus one.
Yep.
Good work, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
We had a
Especially
really good time playing this yesterday. We were yelling and screaming and having a great time.
I can also, I mean, it's just to give him a compliment. I can tell that he's improving and
Mhm.
evolving with his style, and also with the complexity, simplicity level visually, which is really nice. He's focusing more on big, broad shapes and making the entire thing more readable, which is a improvement from some of the previous things he's worked on. So it's really awesome to see him get better and keep pumping out cool stuff. So, all right, well, take a look at the next map, I guess.
All right. Nice job, Jay. And if you guys want to play this one, it's on the forums?
Yep.
Play it on
These
the
are all pulled straight from threads in the forums.
Okay, great.
I'm gonna caps lock that.
You're screaming high rise.
And this is Evil Mr. Frank. He's an old UT
Oh,
fan.
wow, yes.
He's been around for quite a while.
Good old Mr. Frank. Mr. Frank used to be our our community admin, and then there was Evil Mr. Frank.
Yes.
I didn't know that. Was that the actual origin of the whole thing? Like,
Yeah,
nicknames?
Scott Bigwood was Mr.
Scott
Frank.
Bigwood.
oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Huh.
His forum handle was Mr. Frank. I
Alright,
don't know why, but it was.
So, first off, it's nice to see an urban themed map. UT.
Yeah, I actually really dug this.
Yeah, UT99 used to have this whole urban neon theme thing going on,
I
and
thought
so far
this whole area looked really cool.
the first urban shell, I think, as far as I know, at least for this UT. Some initial feedback that I'd actually already given him in the forums too was on some of those step heights on the stairs.
Yeah,
Going a
well,
little crazy.
Scaling in general throughout the map is really, really weird. Step heights are high. The door, like the handles for the doors, are well above the player's head.
Yeah.
You just need kind of some grounding. He does okay with some of the like there's some benches and.
Yeah, I think a lot of the scale cues are fine. I mean, it's very few that are kind of
It's just
jumping out
in,
like
in
this
an
is
urban
fine
map in
and
particular. It's like very identifiable to people, so you have to be careful.
some of those pipes feel a little bit
narrow.
narrow and unsafe to walk across,
Those
which
were-
he's aware of too. So he's
Yeah.
gonna work on that, I think. One thing that we did notice playing, and I think at this point we only had 4 people left to play, so it's not the best way to judge it necessarily. But the map did feel a little bit porous with a lot of split
lots of
routes
passages,
across
yeah.
the map. So disappearing seemed easy, but then again, with 2 people on each side, it's hard to judge that because you're gonna have a bad chance of running into each other. But
That's a redeemer there in the middle.
yep, can get all the way up here too, just neat.
Yeah, I really like this one. I really love the urban maps.
So who knows? I mean,
UT.
maybe with say 10 people, you wouldn't run into this issue so much. But it's maybe a tiny concern that it's actually pretty stretched out. And with boots, I think you could probably pull off some crazy stuff here too, where you shortcut pretty significant parts of it and get across relatively fast. And some of this also feels a little bit convoluted here. Like this side hallway here is very linear and sort of ends in this kind of weird transition here where it doesn't really feel intuitive that you're getting up to the base by walking around, backtracking a little bit and coming around. And also there's this shortcut in here, which is crazy. You can get
Like it.
Oh,
all
I
the
never
way
even
in here
found
to the
that.
flag.
That's funny.
Yep. So that seems relatively powerful to get in. Also with,
Yeah, I didn't get to play
I
this
don't know
one
if you
yesterday.
can make it with boots. Yeah, you can.
We had threats of ice apocalypse yesterday, so some people
Yes.
kind of scooted a little bit early yesterday.
Thoughts of ice. North Carolina shuts down.
Yes. We don't know how to handle it.
Yeah, I've been stranded too many times to. I know better. The other thing that gave me a little bit of confusion here was, especially from a distance, you can't tell which paths are open and which ones have
Yes.
glass.
Yeah.
So you just need Maybe
little frosting
a
on the
little bit
glass or
of-
something.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of distortion on there right now, but yeah, it's really super hard to tell.
You find yourself like shooting at people through.
Might actually also help to just put clouds in the skybox, and instead of just using the atmospheric fog to generate this gradient, if you actually just threw a mesh in there just for some clouds and whatnot, so you have something that this can parallax against, so you can more easily tell that there's glass there, because it's a little bit more obvious when you actually have something behind it. Let's see. Oh, there's one other interesting bit in the middle where besides the Redeemer, there's also currently a CAG sitting down in here. He was saying he was thinking about getting rid of these
very
doors
cool.
and just kind of making it an always accessible thing, like just as a general thing too. Like doing doors and multiplayer maps that are hinged is usually a bad idea.
Yeah.
Just because of
People get stuck behind them and
you open
whatnot.
a can of worms kind of as to do you have them collide, do you have them clip through people, do you have them always by default block the space that they're going to use when they open, at which case then you have invisible space that you would collide with, yada yada. So you just basically creating a huge can of worms for yourself by doing that. So I'd always suggest going for sliding doors, either double doors or single, up, down, whatever, which are usually easier to deal with, and you can come up with better rules for encroaching.
Which she already had on the
where
the U damages.
Yeah. Might actually be neat too if you could exit this out from the bottom once you're in here, so you can only exit, have something here that opens one way.
Or just translocate through.
I don't know if you could actually fit a disk through there.
Yep.
Nope. Nope.
That way you can't go that way with the flag,
Yeah. But yeah, overall, really cool map, and it's a really great start.
I'm really
Curious to
happy
see
to
this
see, like I
one.
said, an urban map because
Yeah. Curious to see this
those were
evolve.
some of my favorites. The old sniper
Some
maps.
cool spots up here.
The big sniper maps, the Zeitkind and Zoltag. I think you just made everybody really dizzy.
Well, it's not a stream if I can't turn on the Vomitron. But yeah,
Alright.
that's pretty much it. So, awesome job, guys.
Very, very, very cool. So Chris wants to make a little bit of an announcement. Sid, if you could bring up, there should be a picture up on the desktop.
Hang on one second.
It's Gooba Concept right there.
Gooba Concept,
one?
that's the
Yeah.
one.
Just pop that guy up. Yeah, just
Sweet.
leave that there.
That beautiful, sweet concept. And a
Yeah,
lot of
so
people say,
yeah, Gooba's
awesome.
right. He's fantastic. So we've actually officially contracted Gooba, and he's now kind of working for Epic Games. He's done such a fantastic job, and he continues to do so. It's great because by doing that, we can kind of retain him for our own devious intentions, and iterate very quickly with him, which has been great.
Yeah, we every time. And by the way, Sidney is not going to transform into somebody else. Sid and Pete are gonna switch out right now. But every time,
fooling everybody. If you
That would have been fun.
One of these
It's a lot
things.
larger
Yeah.
than yours. I don't think that would work.
but every time that we post something on Facebook or Twitter or the forums or anything, and say, here's Gooba's latest concept for whatever, I get a ton of messages saying, why don't you hire Gooba?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we that is now
Well,
done.
it's one of those great success stories, right? It was
Yep.
it was somebody from the community who did a bunch of great work, got a bunch of support from the community, from us, really impressed us to the level that we couldn't live without him, essentially. So
Right. I mean, he early on he defined kind of some of the stylistic choices that we
Right.
wanted for UT, and he's been fantastic ever since. I mean,
Thanks,
he's a
Sid.
really smart guy. We've had him out here. We've met him in person, and he's a great guy, and he's a great artist, and he really knows UT, and he really knows the vision that we have for UT, and he's kind of taken it and really run with it. So
And he's a huge fan, and once again, you know,
Yeah.
a member of the community, like pretty much all of us were.
absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
Member of the community made it. So congratulations, Kuba. We're really happy to have you with us.
Yep.
And
And he got married recently, so
Yes,
congratulations. there.
congrats on that too.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's great.
his wife's adorable.
Yes.
So-
Yeah, it was a lot of fun working with him on the shock rifle, and for those of you that were following the thread, basically I had one of his rougher concepts. It was really awesome, conveyed the general vibe and feeling of it, but the resolution wasn't super detailed, and it was at an angle. I didn't have any orthographic views, and so I just kind of roughed it in, took it as far as I thought was a decent base, and then just kicked it back to him, and he created the amazing paint over, which is what we're looking at now. And then that gave me everything I needed to take the weapon the rest of the way. So
Yeah. So what I'm going to call up next is Pete's
yes.
Pete's model, Pete's high poly model. We've kind of put some materials on it and lit it up.
I'm
and
so
rendered it.
excited about this.
And so you can
It's
take
so
a good look at
beautiful.
Gooba's concept, and this is where we kind of ended up with the final model. I think Pete
Not
did a
final.
well.
95 -ish,
Yeah, yeah. I
90
mean,
to
there's still
95.
some
He
little
is
bits of
never
tweaks and
pleased
stuff
with
that
it,
need to
so.
happen, but so I think he did a fantastic job with it, and I think it kind of speaks for itself. It's a really cool iteration of the shock rifle.
Oh, yeah. that
And
looks
Chris did an
fantastic.
amazing job with the textures and the renders. I just handed off the base model with basic material breakouts, and then he kind of put the final pretty on it. And the nice thing about it is this is just done in Keyshot because we don't have low poly process to do these material tests in the engine yet. But this gives us a really good idea of how it could look.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
about 94.568% done.
Yeah. And I'll definitely continue to refine. The biggest way I do the final refinement is I start on the low poly, and then I start working out the final geometry of what will actually be in the game. And then sometimes I have to make little tweaks, little changes. Of course, I'll post all these renders up on the forum thread, and you guys can give me final comments, crits, and I'll try and squeeze in as much stuff as I can. But it's getting close, and now's the unfun part to where I have to actually make it work and get it in the engine, do the low poly, the unwrap, the process, continue refining the material breakout. So once we get in an engine, not only can we texture it close to what you see here, but also so we can do all the modularity and the customization, and you guys can have custom skins and all that good stuff. And Chris actually has a version that he kind of custom materialed the way he would like to see it. I've done a few myself. We don't have them in here.
Yeah, so like the idea for this stuff is to eventually have a marketplace, right? And we'll have
Yeah.
custom skins, and we'll have all you can have versions out the yang of this stuff that people
And you'll be able to
like.
create your own.
Yeah, so I was just messing around with some stuff, and this would be my version.
Yeah.
Murdered out.
Yeah, I like it all murdered out.
I liked it even when we had the rocket launcher all black.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve didn't like that one.
Yeah, he did not like
Yeah, I
that.
thought that looked pretty cool, but that looks
Anyway.
pretty awesome.
This
I
is
think
the
that's-
final version, and this is how we're gonna roll with it.
Yeah.
We're going to create the low poly next and kind of get it animated up, and this gives us a great target to render for in-game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's beautiful. And that's going to make a beautiful desktop.
And one of the things I noticed you guys are talking in the feed about the muzzle size, all that good stuff. I talked about it a lot in the thread as we develop this over time, but we're still going to have the ability to refine and tweak the proportions between the first person and the third person view. I'm definitely going to create the low poly to where as many pieces as possible are modular. So not only will you be able to customize skins and stuff, if you like a huge barrel in first person so it feels super weighty and chunky, then you'll be able to tweak those parameters. If you like it smaller in third person so that it's not this huge tank of a gun, you want it to feel more sexy and refined, then you'll be able to tweak it for each individual view, third person and first person.
Awesome.
Yeah, nice job, Pete.
Nice job,
And
Pete,
Gooba.
yeah.
fantastic.
And everybody
And everybody on the forums. I mean,
yeah, for giving me the awesome feedback. I know it was a little
And
bumpy
not
to
so
start
awesome
out.
feedback
No, it was
sometimes.
just a little bumpy to start out. It was fun, but hopefully now with the next ones and the future ones and helping the other community members, like with the flat cannon and the enforcers, getting those kind of wrapped up, you guys will see where we're heading, and so it'll give you a little more comfort in the direction and the level of quality that we're shooting for.
Absolutely
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah, fantastic.
And we have one more little piece of artwork to show.
So yeah,
Oh.
so Malcolm.
Malcolm.
We've been exploring some Malcolm designs, and I apologize, they're just black and white right now, and that's kind of what we've just been doing from a base standpoint. But I'll take you kind of through where we've been iterating. These were some of the early sketches. We kind of took them through military, old Malcolm silhouette with the beret and the sunglasses, to more stealthy sci-fi kind of area. We started
Heights.
bulky. We kind of thinned him out a little more, gave him some realistic proportions. This is a guy named Richard Long, who I'm kind of iterating with now. He can sketch really fast, and he's an amazing artist as well. We started to explore some heads and head variants, and what might we do for attachments. How does Malcolm look now? I like the idea that Malcolm's got a
Hipster beard?
a more rugged look,
Hipster beard.
and a more older statesman kind of look with his beard and and his
I'm
bald head.
just
you
in
know.
love with the beret one.
Yeah,
See, I love the
well,
beanie.
everybody. I'm in love with the
So
the
there's a guy
skull
wearing
cap
the
one.
beanie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just cold.
Man.
Yeah, I
You
like the
understand, when your
skull
head
cap
is
one.
bald
Yeah.
and it's cold out, you
Yeah,
wear the beanie.
no, I'm wearing a hat.
Yeah,
I
these
feel
are
you.
these are fantastic. Now the ones on the bottom kind of real going for that real sci-fi look.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Kind of
there's-
pitch black
Yeah,
and-
there's more pitch black. There's some night vision goggles. There's these. So we'll have attachments for these guys, and hopefully the community comes up with some crazy stuff
Mm-hmm.
as well. And you just start paper dolling these things, and once they get out there and get in the marketplace, people will buy them and customize their character. You
Well, it's
know?
funny too, because like you have Malcolm, you have his
Yeah.
beret, his sunglasses, and you love him. But people say things like, "I wish I could put a beanie on him."
Right,
Or, I wish
right.
you know. So now we're going
And
to be
we
able
could
to
even
do
do
things like that.
Yeah, we could even do stuff like core Malcolm doesn't have a beard; it's just a base thing, and you can put beards on him. You could throw hair on him. I mean, you know, we could take it as far
put a
as
bird on
we
it.
can with the work amount that we have to do. You know, so
That's the fun part, is just when we start getting some of this stuff implemented and you guys see how you can customize stuff to your heart's content.
right.
And then that's when the real fun starts. You know, we're not trying to dictate the everything. We're just laying down the base foundation, and then you guys are going to take it and go sick from there.
Right.
So somebody in the chat just said, "What about demo guy?" F yeah.
Demo guy.
Where is my demo guy?
So anyway,
So
we just
far.
thought we'd give you a peek at where he's going.
Love the one
And,
on the left, holding the shock.
Yeah, yeah. He won't have goggles hanging from his neck, but he most likely will look something like that. And we will probably have like a classic Malcolm, a new Malcolm, and whatever kind of crazy attachments at some point.
Awesome.
You know, that type of thing. So
Yeah, we have big plans for how we're going to handle named characters and bots and all that, but it's still kind of cooking a little
Big
bit. So I don't
plans.
want to go. I don't
So
want to
many
go into too much
scary
detail now.
things.
It'll be fun to reveal later, I think. When
Yeah,
we get
yeah.
around to finalizing more of that.
So one more thing to let you guys know, we are going to start community play testing. You guys are going to get to kick our butts.
Woot.
Once a week. We're thinking probably Friday afternoons right now. We might be able to do the first one this week. Not too sure about that. But it's coming soon. We'll give you more information on the forums as soon as we know. That information is going to be on the forums, so we can talk to you guys about, you know, passwords and stuff like that. So we don't put a public server out there and then you guys won't get to play. But we want to try to keep it, you know, to just a few a week. And as soon as we have more information, we'll let you know. So keep an eye on the forums for community playtest. And make sure tomorrow at 2 o'clock, watch the Unreal Engine stream. And we will see you next
you-
week.
Did you wanna
one
say
last
something?
thing? Oh, I was
Nope.
just going to say,
I forgot something. Oh my
somebody
gosh.
in the chat was asking about the flat cannon. I think the low poly on that is getting very close. I've offered to help. So hopefully if Henrik doesn't have time to get to it, he can hand off to me and I'll get it in the engine, at least in a prototype form like I did with the Enforcers. So I'll do whatever I can to help get more and more guns in as soon as possible.
Yeah, I'm ready for the flat cannon right now. So is
I want to get it in.
Is this the one?
Yes,
But it's not pink yet.
but not pink. But you could make it pink. if you wanted
Stacy
to.
will make everything
It will
pink given
be
the
pink.
option.
That's it. I just wanted to answer that real quick because
All
I
right.
saw it flashing by.
Yeah, see, that's why we have the chat up there. So we'll see you next week, everyone. Have a good week.
Bye.
So, yeah.